Welcome to D2's channel, where he likes to talk about John Laurinaitis.
No. D2, wait a minute. That's the old freaking intro. It's D2 time here on this channel. And today we are reviewing No Way Out 2012. And obviously I am here with Rip Laurinaitis' biggest fan, Riptidz.
No. You are his biggest fanboy.
No. We all know you were a fan of People Power.
Fuck People Power.
Hey, man, you're the one who picked it, this event.
Yeah, well, I could have picked the shittier event that started it all.
We don't need to review that one, even though I know it's coming eventually.
Well, actually, we already reviewed WrestleMania when it started the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah, we got, two more pay-per-views under the People Power to go to, and one of them I'm kind of looking forward to, the other one I am not. But we'll worry about those on the future days. Today we are reviewing No Way Out 2012, which took place on June 17th, 2012, which was Father's Day in 2012, in East Rutherford, New Jersey, at the Izod Center, with an attendance of 10,001 fans.
Yes.
And the commentators for this event were Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler, and Booker T. Of course, Michael Cole being your boy. I can't leave that out.
No. You want to see him come back in an orange singlet?
No. That's you. You're the one obsessed with it, not me.
No, sir. You're the one that says you always want to see him back in the ring.
No. That's you. Quit pinning that on me.
No, that is you.
Quit pinning that on me. No one wants to see Michael Cole wrestle again. Except for you.
We all know you do.
Fan.
No, we all know that you do because you love seeing him in his orange singlet and him having the Kiss My Foot match with Jerry the King Lawler.
So far on this freaking channel, we reviewed 2 Michael Cole matches, and who were the two events picked by you?
No. One was picked by me.
I didn't pick WrestleMania 27. That was you. You also picked Over the Limit 2011.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Because I know I didn't pick that abomination.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Quit pinning your shit on me. I know. I remember.
You remember jack shit. Did you remember to learn to use your word?
Jesus. At least I remember. Jesus, at least I remembered to not have my freaking goddamn laptop on mute. You don't need to hold that against me forever either.
Well, I haven't said it since, have I, dickhead?
Yeah, but anyway, continuing on, the ring announcers for this event were Lillian Garcia and Justin Roberts. Right. And the pre-show...
Well, we also got, for the freaking start of the pay-per-view, a review of what happened at the last pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, and before we get into that, there was a pre-show dark match that happened, or a pre-show match that happened before the event, and that was Brodus Clay, a.k.a. Tyrus, whatever you want to call him, defeated David Otunga by countout. Yeah, remember when the pre-show actually had matches? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Right. Nowadays, for current WWE pay-per-views, the pre-show is 2 hours long, no pre-show match at all. Just a bunch of advertising for what's going on in the event itself.
Well, sometimes there's a match. It doesn't always have a match, but sometimes it does.
Oh, yeah. And, speaking of current pay-per-views, I know the next pay-per-view is WrestlePalooza, and yeah, at the end of this review, we will be talking about our predictions for that event. Right?
Yes.
So, yeah, going back to what you said, the event opened up with the video hype package, hyping up the 2 matches on this show, which was the Triple Threat WWE title match, and of course the main event, which was Big Show and John Cena's Steel Cage match. Do we really need to talk about what they discussed in the opening video package?
Yes.
I really am not looking forward to reviewing freaking Over the Limit 2012, which I honestly thought last week you were going to drop on me for this week. Because they opened up the hype of how that event ended, hyping up the main event for this one. And we all know that was the one where the snitch John Laurinaitis beat John Cena, and that match was garbage. Sometimes literally, right?
Yes. The only thing we didn't get to see was a flying trash can.
Ugh. But anyway, after the hype video packages were over, we get to our, and after the opening, after we get welcomed by the show, obviously, we get to our first match of the night, which was for the World Heavyweight Championship, which saw World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus, you know, the person that you said had the best WrestleMania match of them all in that 18-second squash, asshole, mind you, that happened like a couple months prior to this, defending the World Championship against Dolph Ziggler.
Even though my fucking commentary lasted longer than 8 seconds for that review, but or shorter than 18 seconds.
No, from a bell-to-bell perspective, this match was okay. Dolph Ziggler had the OG Karen at ringside, aka your favorite, Vicky Guerrero.
Excuse me.
Oh God.
Excuse me.
And you know, Dolph Ziggler was trying to bring the fight to Sheamus in this one, even wore down Sheamus with freaking with a bunch of wrist holds and chin locks, including a chin lock that he did while in the middle of it doing a headstand. And I even took a picture of that when I was watching and sent it to you saying, Dolph Ziggler chin lock headstand combo. Fuck yeah. I'm surprised he didn't respond to it.
Because I didn't give 2 shits.
I was expecting you to be like, really? Or something. Right? But nah. But in the end, despite freaking Ziggler fighting out of white noise, freaking Sheamus, and tried to apply the sleeper hold, Sheamus countered it into a white noise anyway, which Ziggler could not avoid this time. And then Sheamus then delivered the Brogue Kick to take Ziggler down to retain the championship. Now, this match was originally supposed to be Sheamus versus Del Rio, but Del Rio apparently got injured before the match could take place.
Yeah, so they had to do a number 1 contenders match.
Yeah, they did a number 1 contenders match on 4-way elimination match on Raw. And that's how Ziggler won, got this opportunity. But
SmackDown, you mean?
Or Raw, SmackDown, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where the match took place. Ziggler won that match, but he lost this one. Your thoughts from bell to bell, because at the time during this match, Ziggler did show everyone that he's capable of hanging in a world title match.
Yeah.
So yeah, your thoughts for this one. I know I went through it briefly, but we got a lot to cover here.
It was a good match. It showed both strengths and weaknesses of both wrestlers.
I mean, and Ziggler actually tried to wear down Sheamus with all them rest holds and everything else. You know, classic wrestling 101, but in the end it didn't work. Both of them had better matches, but this one was passable, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
And then following the match, we go to, oh my God, do we gotta talk about this one?
Yes.
I don't wanna.
Your contract said so.
Yeah, well, one of these days my contract's gonna be null and void to where I'm like, no.
No, it's in the fine print. You do not get to deny or say no to any request of the reviews. Shit. And then it says go fuck yourself.
Anyway, we see the hype for the next match, and the backstory for this one was it was a I think it was a mixed tag match. It was Santino Marella and Layla taking on Beth Phoenix and Ricardo Rodriguez, and obviously Ricardo Rodriguez and Phoenix won the match when Phoenix pinned Layla, right? And of course, after the match, Santino got frustrated with Ricardo Rodriguez here, Del Rio's ring announcer at the time.
Rodriguez was celebrating, saying, "Oh, look, see, I won, I did something, yay!"
And then Santino grabbed freaking Ricardo Rodriguez's freaking dang suit shirt, or whatever, his suit shirt, ripped it off, revealing Ricardo Rodriguez was wearing a t-shirt with your boy Justin Bieber on it.
Oh, it's your boy Justin Bieber.
No, that's your boy. We all know you love all of his songs.
No.
Yeah.
No, Batman.
But anyway, this one, because of that freaking, Santino Marella took on Ricardo Rodriguez in a tuxedo match. And for those of you who haven't had the unfortunate pleasure to witness a tuxedo match, it was basically, it was the male equivalent to a bra and panties match, and it was shit.
It was fun.
And the only way to win was to strip your opponent's tuxedo off.
Yes.
This was shit. I'm not gonna lie. Do I even have to analyze this?
Yes.
Well, long story short, these two freaking stalled a bit. Ricardo Rodriguez ripped off the Santino's pocket. And then Santino started going to work. I think Ricardo Rodriguez got freaking Santino's pants off. I really do not want to talk about this. And then shoes of both men.
This is what happened. This is what freaking happened. Since he doesn't want to talk about it, we're going to talk about it.
You describe this one because you love it so much. It's in your contract. You talk about how crap this match was.
I will. Okay, so Santino came out. Rodriguez came out.
Mind you, Santino was the United States champion at the time, so the U.S. title was in the trash can.
It wasn't, the U.S. title wasn't even up for fucking grabs.
Exactly. Obviously.
So, yeah, they had the tuxedo match, and they were freaking jaw-jacking with each other the entire freaking time. Then, Rodriguez is like, okay, I can't get the advantage of Santino's freaking pocket off. And then Santino got pissed and then yanked off Rodriguez's and then tore off his sleeve.
Yeah.
Then...
Well, obviously, I think the dress shoes came off of both competitors, too.
And then Rodriguez rips the back end of Santino's tuxedo jacket.
Yep.
Which in turn, Santino ripped it and used it as a matador cape.
And I'm just like,
Rodriguez was pissed off. He literally acted like a bull.
And at this point, I was losing all...
outside the ring.
And at that point, I was losing all interest of a little interest I had in this crap show.
Then, freaking Santino freaking grabs his legs, knocks him down, takes off his shoe, smells the one shoe, freaking goes pew, takes off the other shoe, says pew again. Freaking Michael calls it. Oh, we need some odor eaters.
Or something.
And Jerry the King Lawler's like, oh, Santino just took out some
hazardous material. Yes.
And then Rodriguez comes back, freaking double leg takedown. Santino takes off Santino's pants.
You mean Ricardo Rodriguez? Rodriguez takes off Santino's pants.
That's what I just said.
You said Santino takes off Santino's pants.
No, I said Rodriguez, the double leg takedown.
Yeah. But anyway.
It took off Santino's pants, which in turn made Santino take off
Ricardo's
his
shirt.
His shirt, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And then that freaking got him frustrated, which made Santino take off his pants. And what was underneath his fucking pants? Del Rio's!
Yes, Ricardo Rodriguez's underwear, whitey tidy underwear, had Alberto Del Rio's face on it.
You heard underoos. We have Del Rio ruse.
And especially nowadays, freaking someone with Del Rio's face printed on their ass is a good place for him.
And Dustin wanted those underwear.
No. And that's how the match ends. Santino's the winner. I don't give a crap about this match. The only good thing about this match is that, well, at least Ricardo Rodriguez decided not to go commando. That would be really weird and awkward.
And he would have seen his Rodriguez.
Nobody wanted to see Ricardo's Rodriguez's. Actually, no. A better way to phrase that. Nobody wanted to see Ricardo Rodriguez's ring announcers.
Well, yeah.
Jesus. And that was
but that's so funny. He had Alberto Del Rio's fucking face on his ass on his underwear. So Del Rio ooze.
You're... Okay. My opinion on this match from bell to bell, it was garbage. I'm pretty sure you have a different opinion on it.
It was entertaining.
Entertaining for all the wrong reasons. Fuck that match. And you know what's funny? It ain't the only crap match we're gonna talk about. Unfortunately. Right?
It is.
And wasn't around here this time that we seen CM Punk backstage, and then freaking AJ Lee came up. And they had a little chat.
It was Mr. McMahon and
John Laurinaitis.
John Laurinaitis
in the back. Okay. Okay. No.
Shortly after that was the
CM Punk
AJ Lee.
When CM Punk was getting interviewed, and then AJ Lee came up, interrupted him. Yes. And of course, CM Punk was wearing the I Did Crazy Chicks t-shirt, which is kind of ironic now, considering look who he's married to, and look at the match they have coming up on Saturday, at time of recording.
Yeah, and at this point, if people didn't know, that at this point in time, when they were doing this pay-per-view, those two were actually dating in real life.
Yeah, in 2012, they would literally get married 2 years later, in 2014.
Yes,
as we know, after Punk. And unfortunately for CM Punk, on his wedding day to April Mendez, or AJ Lee, whatever you want to call her, he got his walking papers.
yes.
And then he got fired from the WWE at that point for no-showing a bunch of events since that January, but that's a different story for another day. Right?
Yeah.
And you know, we might as well just go through the other interactions, just make it brief here. Later on in the show, we seen AJ Lee and Daniel Bryan have a little interaction with each other as well backstage, right? And AJ Lee was essentially just telling him good luck in your match. She told the same thing to Punk. And then Daniel Bryan was like, I don't really care what you got to say. Daniel Bryan was still bitter at the kiss of death in the 18-second loss from Mania. Obviously,
yeah.
The storyline. And of course, later on in the evening, we seen AJ Lee backstage with Kane, and Kane didn't even say anything. Kane just freaking lip locked her twice.
Yeah.
It was really awkward to see, but either way, we got the AJ Lee stuff backstage taken care of. Now, the next match we're about to talk about is the Intercontinental title match. It was the Intercontinental Champion Christian defending the title against Cody Rhodes. And this was Cody Rhodes' rematch for the Intercontinental title after Christian returned at Over the Limit the month prior won a battle royal to become number one contender to face either the U.S. champion or Intercontinental champion later in the show, and he chose Cody Rhodes, who was the Intercontinental champion at the time, and he beat Rhodes to win the title. His fourth Intercontinental championship overall.
Well, also there was the foot cobra and the regular cobra. I forgot to mention.
We don't need to talk about it anymore. But okay.
Also, they said there was a spinning cobra, but it was the stinky cobra.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I remember that. I don't want to fucking talk about it. We passed that matchup, but yeah, at least people know that for now. Oh, yeah, and by the way, before we get into this one, it's ironic that this is the third week in a row where we review an Intercontinental Championship match on a classic pay-per-view where Christian was a defending champion. Because it started with Bad Blood 2 weeks ago, went to Bad Blood 03 2 weeks ago, went through Unforgiven 03 last week, and now freaking No Out 2012. Okay, we're on a roll here. A streak that's going to be broken by next week, but still. Right? And these two actually had a good competitive match back and forth. Cody Rhodes showed glimpses of, what he would ultimately become in the modern times with this match, right?
Yeah.
And there was some points it looked like he got Christian down, but Christian kept kicking out, being the veteran at the time that he was, which, he still is, but he was considered a veteran even back then, right? But in the end, Cody Rhodes got a little frustrated, and of course, at one time, Cody Rhodes even nailed the Alabama Slam onto Christian, which didn't get the job done. Nod to Hardcore Holly, his former mentor and tag partner, from his early days in his career, right?
Yep.
But in the end though, it all went south for Cody Rhodes as he went for a disaster kick, but Christian avoided it and executed a spear on the Rhodes to retain the championship. And this all happened after Rhodes reversed an unpurdier from Christian as well.
Yep.
So Christian got the pinfall win after the spear, a nod to Edge, who was in retirement at this point, to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Your thoughts on this one?
Well, he also said he wanted to be like his brother Edge and not be a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, but your thoughts on this Christian and Cody Rhodes encounter?
It was good. At least we didn't see whiny little bitch Christian.
Yeah, and out of all the Intercontinental title matches we've seen over the last 2 to 3 weeks, this defense from Christian was the best out of the ones that we've seen. In my opinion, at least. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and, well, from there we go on to a 4-way tag team match where the winners would get a tag team championship opportunity. Number one contenders 4-way match. It was a primetime players taking on Epico and Primo, the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso, a young Usos, by the way, and Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel. And before the match, who here remembers Abraham Washington? Who here remembers, Abraham Washington, or AW?
Yeah.
You know, G, if you remember him, because apparently he sided with Primo and Epico, obviously, for this matchup. In this match, it was like chaotic back and forth here. Only two were allowed at the same time. Other teams had to tag out, which, honestly, I don't understand why that's the case in these 4-way tag matches. Why can't you just have one legal partner from each team in at the same time? At least that's one thing WCW got correct when they were still in
because
existence.
At one point in time they had a 4-way where they had 3 people in at the same time. It didn't work.
You mean 4 people in at once, like one legal person from each team in at once?
Yes.
And to me, that's the best way to do a 4-way tag match, though. Freaking WCW got that booking correct, right?
No, WWE did it was a 4-way tag team match, which had 3 legal participants in at the same time. they had to tag out to whichever team, but that just didn't work because tag team partners literally just tag in their tag team partner and literally just lie down.
Yeah, I remember a Raw match ending like that in a 4-way or triple threat tag team or whatever you want to call it, where freaking Road Dogg pinned Billy Gunn and the Outlaws for one anyway. And you want to know why partners can't pin partners? Because of that, they call that the Outlaw rule.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what the point in time that they had 3 people in and that were legal at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it failed.
Yep.
And they weren't going to bring it back.
But yeah, I mean, even the Usos back then, it's like, yeah, I know a lot of people back then, it was kind of hard to tell them apart, but now I just look at their old matches, I'm like, I can kind of tell them apart based on what they look like today. Right?
Yeah.
Were you able to tell the young 2 Usos apart watching this back?
Yes.
Exactly. But anyway.
No, I could before. You can tell from their height different, but you can also tell from the body language.
Yep. But anyway, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. In the end, all chaos broke out. All the competitors were going against each other here. Back in the ring, Darren Young performed the gut check on Primo, and right when Epico was about to try to break the pinfall, Abraham Washington, who came out with Primo and Epico, by the way, held freaking Epico back.
Yeah, he screwed him.
And screwed them out of the victory.
He threw in Primo.
He threw in Primo and held Epico back.
Yes.
Darren Young freaking performed the gut check on Primo and got the 3 count.
Yes.
Thus making the primetime players the winner of this 4-way. Yeah, and then afterwards, freaking Epico confronted Abraham Washington. Primo was confused, like he didn't know what the hell was going on until he realized from his partner what happened. And then Primo and Epico went to attack Abraham Washington, only to be attacked by the primetime players, who then aligned themselves with Abraham Washington. Officially.
Yes.
Your thoughts on... I know I didn't go through every spot for spot, obviously. I only really talked about the main story and the ending here to this one, but your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it was okay.
It was alright. I mean, it's nothing special. It felt like something we could have watched on Raw or SmackDown at that point, but still, it is what it is. It just felt like it was there. Right?
Yeah.
And then we got to briefly talk about this one real quick. After the 4-way tag match, the Triple H came out pretty much talking about Brock Lesnar, who in storyline at the time broke his arm due to a contract dispute signing, and Paul Heyman threatened to sue friggin' Triple H in the WWE for breach of contract, whatever, in this story. Triple H came out and goes, yeah, my arm's feeling a whole lot better. And he goes, and told Brock, and pretty much said, Brock, you are a fighter. I am too. How about you come and fight me at SummerSlam? Or something. Right?
Yeah.
Or you can just sit back and do freaking a legal battle. Whatever the case. Right? And this was actually...
Oh, he's like, oh, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm going to put it a shot into the dark. He's not a lawyer.
Text me what you want from out. I'm gonna fucking check it.
Yeah.
Text me.
And you know, this angle was done to pretty much promote the Triple H and Brock Lesnar match at the 2012 SummerSlam, which is exactly what we got out of it. And you know, it felt like it was just, you know, it was good. It was there. This thing was just there. It doesn't affect the overall grade of the show whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
But either way, that's where they announced Triple H versus Lesnar at SummerSlam 2012, which we still got to review SummerSlam 2012 anyway. So we'll talk more about that match when we review that event.
That's one of the ones that you're picking. That one's definitely going to be one of the better reviews that we've done.
I mean, SummerSlam 2012 is a great event. Yes, there's no doubt about it. But that is not my next choice. But I know that's on our bucket list to do.
Yours.
What?
I said if that's one. I didn't say that was your choice.
I know that is one of mine on the to-do list for reviews in the future, but it's not going to be my pick for next week, even though that is a good event and it's tempting. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not my next pick. But it will be. But we'll review that somewhere down the road. Right? Anyway, we go on to the next match, which is for the Divas Championship. It was Divas Champion Layla defending against Beth Phoenix, and I thought it was pretty funny when at one time freaking Beth Phoenix lost a little headband and freaking Layla put the headband on her head and pranced around acting like mocking Beth Phoenix. And Beth Phoenix just looked at her and goes, "What the fuck?" Right?
Yes.
And even on commentary, the commentators were like, "Well, you done screwed up now. You don't want to catch her. You're just making her mad." Right? And, and then Beth Phoenix ultimately went chasing after Layla all the way outside of the ring and back in the ring. And back in the ringside area. And Beth Phoenix was dominating after that for the most part, including a spot where she military pressed Layla over her head only for Layla to reverse into a DDT. And the way Beth Phoenix sold it by freaking just sitting there looking like she was dead afterwards. Right?
Yeah.
I thought was a pretty good sell job to that. But, that didn't get the job done. But in the end, after a little bit of a hard-fought match up here, Layla did get the victory after executing a neck breaker on the Phoenix for the 3 count. Which I felt like it ended rather abruptly, but, it is what it is. We're talking about a women's match in 2012. There was some entertainment to be found in those types of matches, like Layla mocking freaking Beth and performing these good counters, but this was like in an era before women's wrestling evolved to what it is today. So we gotta watch these with a little grain of salt and pick out good moments in the match if there is any. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But your thoughts of this Divas title match, bell to bell, with Layla retaining here?
It was good.
I thought it was a serviceable women's match on this card. Right?
Yeah.
And next up we have, oh my god, we have freaking Sin Cara taking on freaking the person who would actually go on to play Sin Cara later on, and that would be Hunico. And you know what's funny? This wouldn't be...
It was literally, we have Sin Cara who, Hunico that took over Sin Cara's thing when Sin Cara was injured, and then when they had Sin Cara another Sin Cara, they literally had Sin Cara Negro, which was Hunico, and then it had Sin Cara versus Sin Cara Negro for the mask.
Yeah.
And then it was reviewed that it was Hunico, and then it was Hunico versus Sin Cara.
Yeah.
So that's your whole timeline.
Exactly. And this match, so Sin Cara was on the defensive, taking it to Hunico. Hunico trying to fight back and do his whole cocky shtick that he had. But in the end, I really wasn't that interested in this matchup here. But in the end, Santino. Why the hell am I saying Santino? We don't need to talk about that tuxedo match. We're talking about this one. Sin Cara executed a tilt-a-whirl head scissors takedown on a Hunico for the freaking victory here. Yeah, this match could have been more fitted for SmackDown. In my opinion. Your thoughts on this one?
It was good. Well, we also got the first time to see the first time of Tama Tonga when he was Camacho.
Yeah, I guess that is true. I didn't really put two together because I'm just like, I was so focused on Thinking to myself, wait, Hunico, that sounds familiar. Oh, wait a minute, he played Sin Cara. Also,
Yes.
damn.
And then he played Sin Cara Negro.
Yeah, like the year prior when he had that feud with Sin Cara. Or Sin
Yes.
Cara Azul or Blue or whatever you want to call him. All right?
Yes.
Except at this point, Sin Cara was wearing a red attire during this match.
And I hated Sin Cara's match because it was that god awful cane lighting.
Oh, that lighting. Oh, yeah, the lighting effect all over the arena during Sin Cara's matches.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but I understand they did that briefly with Kane with the red lighting, and they did it for Sin Cara for, like, the light-colored reddish type lighting or yellowish lighting or whatever you want to call it. And then they did it for the Fiend Bray Wyatt with the whole red lighting again, like what Kane's, but it just, any superstar that wrestles with their own freaking lighting effect, the match does not look good. No offense to Kane or the late great Bray Wyatt. Not so much Sin Cara because no one really liked him, but still. Right? But still, it just doesn't look good. Regular lighting during a wrestling match looks fine. At least,
He's now in MLW Mystico.
yeah.
He's a good wrestler. Yes.
It's
just that he had that god awful lighting.
Yes.
It sucked.
We couldn't even see half the shit that was going on.
Yes.
Barely. Even, and it doesn't translate back. It doesn't translate that good on TV, and I can only imagine what the fans and the audience were thinking live. They're like, we can't see shit. Right?
Yes.
But yeah, either way, I thought it felt more like a match we could have seen on SmackDown, so maybe average, a little bit below average. At least that's what I think. Right? And then we go on to what I believe was the best match of the night, which was the WWE title match. It was CM Punk, the champion, defending against Daniel Bryan and Kane in a triple threat match. And of course, you know the backstory of this one. AJ Lee was involved in the storyline heavily with all three of these men going into this matchup. And obviously that's where we got the line from CM Punk saying he digs crazy chicks and everything else. And it was just, AJ Lee was just freaking tied into this freaking story between these three. I remember watching it at the time and I'm just like, wow. They're really pushing AJ Lee in this main event story, aren't they? And it really, and it's like, and it got to the point where some of the fan base were saying, yeah, AJ Lee's so crazy, you don't know who she wants from 1 minute to the dang next. Right?
Yeah.
Because 1 week she would, during this feud, 1 week she'd side with Punk. Another week she'd side with Daniel Bryan again, or at least attempt to. And then, like, the third week she would align with Kane, including coming out, skipping around wearing a Kane mask. We all know that.
Yes.
We all know that angle. I bet when she did that, I bet even you were watching on Raw at the time, you were probably thinking, what the fuck? Right?
No, that kind of reminded me of X-Pac when he did it.
Yes. Right.
And I'm like, oh god, no, not this. No, not this again. No, not this again.
And yeah, I remember all that shit. Right?
When X-Pac did it, that was cringe. When freaking AJ Lee did it, that was cringe and crazy.
I mean, I couldn't imagine, these days, I couldn't imagine AJ Lee skipping around Mary Glenn Jacobs' office wearing a freaking Kane mask, would you? Oh, that would be cringe, right?
Yes.
And Glenn Jacobs would look at her and be like, go away! Am I right?
Why are you doing this again?
But anyway, at one time during the matchup, Bryan was able to apply the yes lock, or his variant of the crossface, on Punk, but Punk escaped the hold and executed the GTS onto Bryan, but as soon as Punk tried to go for a pin, Kane freaking pulled Bryan out of the ring, I think. And this was after, and this was near the end of the matchup here. Daniel Bryan was actually, was actually trying his best to keep the wrestle freaking Punk down. Both of them tried to double team Kane at one point. It didn't work. Right?
Yeah, they're doing yes, no kicks.
Oh, yeah, and at one time during the matchup, Kane and CM Punk were fighting amongst each other to see who would be the one to superplex Daniel Bryan off the top rope, only for Bryan to come down with a double drop kick on the both of them, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, freaking near the end of the matchup, Punk nailed Bryan with a GTS, but Kane pulled Bryan out of the ring, thus taking Bryan out of the matchup here, right? Then Kane attempted to chokeslam, but Punk countered with a DDT for a 2 count. Then Punk executed his diving elbow drop on the Kane for a 2 count. Then, of course, Kane at this point near the end was able to battle back, nailed a chokeslam on the Punk for another 2 count. And then, right when it looked like Kane was still in control, Kane freaking was whipped into the freaking ring ropes, or whipped out, or threw himself on the ring ropes. AJ Lee happened to be up on the ring apron. Friggin' Kane ended up colliding with AJ Lee, causing her to fall off the apron. Kane just looked down and was like, what the fuck, right?
Yes.
Which allowed Punk to recover enough just to execute the GTS on the Kane and pin Kane to retain the title. To retain the WWE Championship here. Continuing his 434-day streak. Which, at the time, we didn't know was going to last at the time for 434 days. But with the power of hindsight, we know that's where this title reign ended at that point. But, But yeah, I know I didn't go through this triple threat match spot for spot here, but your thoughts on this one? This is just one you have to see also. Alone.
It was a good match. At least it didn't have a god awful lighting.
Yeah, and we got a flying goat. This was back when Dan Bryan was being called what? Goat face all the time?
Yes.
Yeah, and then CM Punk, this would ultimately lead to the storyline between Daniel Bryan and CM Punk to continue, with Daniel Bryan saying he wasn't the one being pinned. And then they would have their match up at Money in the Bank, and then Bryan would go into a feud with Kane, and then ultimately team with Kane following this event. Right? And of course, after the matchup, Kane freaking picked AJ Lee up and just carried her to the back while that was happening, AJ Lee was just looking at CM Punk with that smile on her face. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the hell? This is all confusing. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I thought it was the best match of the night. Fitting for this pay-per-view. Right?
Yes.
And then we go to the semi-main spot. The WWE title match should have been the semi-main spot. But no, instead we get Ryback facing off against 2 jobbers. I am not even going to mention their names. Because their names, the 2 jobbers' names are not important. I don't give a shit. Right?
I know one of them was named Delaney.
Yeah, it was Dan Delaney and Rob Grimes.
I made you say it.
Not exactly.
You said you weren't going to say it. I made you say it.
Not exactly a Dan Severn and Rick Grimes tag team, but nope, right? We got the wrong motherfuckers. Right?
If they were skinny and no muscle.
Yeah.
And we're stick.
And you know what's funny? Before the jobbers could even cut a promo, freaking Ryback came out. Pretty much annihilated both of them with clotheslines and hard-hitting impact moves.
Before they could even fucking move. Dude, our description right now is literally longer than the fucking match.
Yes.
It was literally them coming out, because it was the hometown boy.
Yes.
They come out, they're about to do a promo. All you hear is, feed me more. Feed me more.
Yeah,
And yes, I know there's a joke to be said about this, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. And like I said, Ryback came out, destroyed these two jobbers, freaking.
And he freaking stands up to him, trying to be a bad. Then freaking Ryback pie face him. Grimes comes in and fucking he literally punches him in the. He goes down. Then he throws them both against the ring, picks up, fucking body slams them both, picks them up, cell shock, 1, 2, 3.
Picks them both up with a double cell shock to win the match.
Yes.
This goes without saying, they could have just done this on Raw and it wouldn't have mattered. Did it show off dominating? Did it show off Ryback's dominating skills at the time? Yes. Was it a match that should have been on pay-per-view? No. What is my final score for this matchup? Crap. They could have had Ryback face somebody else, but no, they went with the jobbers again.
They could have had him literally face the one-leg wonder.
Ryback versus Zach Gowen would have been a better match.
That's what I said.
At least Zach Gowen would have been able to hold his own somewhat. He'd still lose, no doubt, but he'd be able to hold. He would have been able to do something. These two jobbers had no offense at all.
They had offense, cowering.
Yeah. And even if they did one kick or one punch to Ryback, it wouldn't affect him at all. Right?
One tried to do the fucking hand slap against him, and he just like, huh?
He goes, "Oh, that tickled." Right?
It's just like, huh?
So yeah, from bell to bell, this match was shit. I'm not gonna lie. It's not even a match. It was a squash, which is what it was supposed to be, but still. Right?
It wasn't even a squash. It was a mugging.
It was an annihilation.
Mugging.
It was an annihilation. It was a mollywomping. That's what it was.
Yes. If you guys don't know what mollywomping is, get educated. Look it up.
And for those old school who knows what mollywomping is, well, more power to you. Right?
Yes. It's an old school way of getting an ass beaten.
Yes. And oh my God, we have a first time for everything. That's the first time I think I ever used the phrase mollywomp in one of our reviews. So used to using it in these video games that we get destroyed in, but still. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, from then on out, we go to the main event of this show, which was John Cena versus The Big Show in a steel cage match. Because at Over the Limit, Big Show turned heel for the 1,088th time when he freaking cost John Cena his match against John Laurinaitis. I don't even know why the hell I'm saying that again. Everyone knows what happened, right?
Yes.
And the match stipulation would be if Big Show won, John Laurinaitis would fire John Cena. But if John Cena won, then John Laurinaitis would be fired.
Right? Yeah, it all happened because Big Show's like, oh, I signed an ironclad contract. I can do whatever fuck I want. And then he punched Mr. McMahon. Then he found, oh, I can't do whatever the fuck I want.
I mean, yeah, Big Show was brave. I signed an ironclad contract. I can do whatever I want. John Laurinaitis knows it. John Cena knows it. These people know it. Hell, even Sports Illustrated knows it. And yes, I'm taking the piss out of a current storyline when I say that.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for catching on to that joke. Right? But anyway, Big Show had John Laurinaitis in his corner, and Cena had Mr. McMahon in his corner. Right, for this one. Right?
Yes.
And of course, Big Show...
guys' opinion on Mr. McMahon is, I still say that he has one of the badass fucking entrance themes that there is. No chance in hell.
And if there was another positive thing to say about Mr. McMahon, which nowadays there's very few things to say about him that's positive.
He ended people power.
Well, yeah, but if there's one other positive thing about Mr. McMahon, which there's very few things to say about positive things about him now in the current day and age. At 70-something, he still has a freaking goddamn physique like a freaking 30-year-old bodybuilder.
Yes.
Is there any other senior citizen that's that strong? That looks that strong? I'll wait. All right.
Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff was a wimpy coward. Anyway.
Not now.
Yeah, I think didn't he post recent photos of himself working out, or the body he got?
He was working out with DDP Yoga.
Okay, yeah, Eric Bischoff kind of looks way better now than he did when he was active. But anyway.
Yeah, you're any other senior citizen. That's why I said Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that you would, if you saw fucking Eric Bischoff and you think that, I can tell you, then you got him.
And he freaking takes his shirt off, revealing that a body of a UFC fighter. I'm like, you be looking at me, you're fucked.
I'm like, good luck, buddy.
Right?
Do it.
But either way,
me on the side of my mouth. He can't do it.
Yeah. But anyway, going on to this matchup. Yeah, Big Show dominated the match early on, stopping Cena from escaping the cage a few times. And here's the thing. Here's the thing you had to ask yourself. How the hell does one dominate a big 7-foot, 500-pound man in a steel cage, nonetheless, which was his playground? It's almost impossible to do. Am I right?
Except if you're Super Cena.
Yeah, and then freaking at one time before the end, freaking Show stops Cena by getting onto the top rope, balancing himself on the top rope and the cage at the same time. That's a visual, right?
Yep.
But then Cena freaking battled back, and Big Show went crotch first on the rope. So I guess you can say Cena was a dick to Big Show's WMDs.
Yes.
But near the end, freaking after both men were exhausted, both men are out. I think freaking this was when Cena gave Big Show the FU or the attitude adjustment, laying them both out, right? Cena went for the door.
After that, Big Show knocked out the ref.
Well, knocked out the referee, then Show was down with an FU or a AA, right?
Cena tried to get outside the ring.
He tried to get out through the door. Laurinaitis tried to stop him, but Mr. McMahon stopped Laurinaitis.
Well, Mr. McMahon was opening up the door and helping Cena get out. Laurinaitis or laryngitis
shoved McMahon into the
shoved
door.
Mr. McMahon, which hit the door into John Cena's face.
Yeah. And then afterwards, Big Show, who was fully awake at this point, executed a choke slam onto Cena. And obviously for a near fall, and then that's when the whole referee got attacked. Sorry, I said that. We said that out of order. When Big Show knocked him out with his freaking punch to the face after Cena ducked. Right?
Yeah.
And of course, Big Show then executed a second freaking knockout shot to Cena anyway. And, well, Big Show was taunting around saying, yep, this is my time to shine. I got this win. Cena's going to be fired. And then freaking Big Show then attempted to get out the door, but then he was stopped by Brodus Clay, who was a victim of the Big Shows in recent weeks before this event. And Brodus Clay was egging Big Show on with a steel chair.
He's literally like, come on out.
Come on out, big man.
Please, come on.
Come on out, please. I beg you, big man. Come on out. I dare you. Right?
Yeah, and then Big Show's like, okay, I'm going to climb up then what is, he calls down the cavalry.
First, Santino and Alex Riley came out. They got punked out by Big Show, who knocked him out with a knockout shot through the cage wall, by the way.
No, he didn't hit them. He just shoulder checked them.
Yeah, and then Zack Ryder came out. He was also taken out by Big Show.
Knocked the fuck out because he literally had his head fucking on level with the cage and Big Show's fist.
Yes. Yeah, and then after Zack Ryder came out, got taken out, Kofi Kingston came out, got and climbed and actually was able to scale on top of the cage and knock Big Show off the top of the cage and back into the ring, right?
Yes.
Temporarily knocking Big Show down. And of course, Cena
And then this was when John Cena did the FU.
Yeah, and then Cena then executed the FU after attitude adjustment, whatever you want to call him, onto the Big Show, but Cena tried to escape over the top of the cage, but Laurinaitis stopped him, welding his crutches, but then Clay came out, restrained Laurinaitis, which allowed Cena to climb out of the cage, climb out over the top of the cage, before the Big Show could drag himself out through the door.
Yes.
So therefore, John Cena is the winner by climbing out of the steel cage. And then afterwards, freaking Laurinaitis tried to attack freaking Cena, but Cena ducked and got freaking Laurinaitis up for the position for the NFU. And that's when Mr. McMahon got on the microphone and said, John Laurinaitis, you're fired.
No, he hits the mic. He keeps hitting the mic like, is this on? Is this on? John Laurinaitis,
You're fired. And right after that was right after the firing, Cena nailed an FU on the Laurinaitis through the Spanish announce table.
Yep.
Because what would a WWE pay-per-view be without the Spanish announce table getting broken?
He puts him in people power pose.
Yes. And that was how the event ended. So your thoughts on this main event?
Finally, his reign of terror ended.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, on commentary, Michael Cole was being an annoying little ass, cheering for Big Show, saying people power. And then right when Laurinaitis lost, he tried to change his tone, saying, oh, I never liked John Laurinaitis anyway. I'm glad he's
Yes,
fired.
I
I'm like,
know.
yeah, you two-faced hypocrite. Am I right?
Yes.
Ugh. So yeah, your thoughts on the main event with Cena?
Yeah, no,
and Big
because
Show.
even Booker T was if you would have seen it, so he was. God damn, this two-faced son of a bitch just tracking everything.
Yep. So
That's because he was literally singing. He's like, "Oh, Big Johnny's gonna win. Big Johnny's gonna."
I never liked John Laurinaitis. I don't know who he is.
Exactly.
That's basically what he was acting like. Right?
Yes.
So, yeah, anyway. So now we go to our favorite part of the review, which is our rating system / final grade. So, Sheamus defeating Dolph Ziggler to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. I gave that one 3 3/4 out of 5.
4.5.
Santino defeating Ricardo Rodriguez in that tuxedo match. 0 out of 5. No surprise there. You
Just kidding. You're sorry.
It doesn't even deserve a 3.
It's entertaining.
Maybe for you it deserves a 3. For me, it deserves a 0. Fuck that match. Right?
Entertaining.
Christian defeating Cody Rhodes to retain the Intercontinental Championship. I gave that one 4 out of 5.
4.5.
Yeah. The Primetime Players winning that number 1 contenders 4-way tag team matchup. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
2.5. Well, no, 3.5.
Layla defeating Beth Phoenix to retain the Divas Championship. I gave that one 3.5 out of 5.
I give it a solid 4.
Yep. Sin Cara defeating Hunico. I only gave that one 2.5, and that's being nice.
I gave it a 3.5. It was a decent match. It would have been a lot better if they didn't have that fucking god awful lighting. actually put on a decent match.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get over the fucking lighting because you could barely see them.
Someone's testy over there. CM Punk defeating Daniel Bryan and Kane in the triple threat match to retain the WWE Championship. I gave that one 4 out of 5.
5.
Ryback defeating those two jobbers in a handicap match. 0 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Okay, what's your real score, asshole?
I gave it a 2.5.
That's being too generous to Ryback. And of course, the main event with John Cena defeating the Big Show in that steel cage match. As a result, John Laryngitis was fired. I gave that one 4.5 out of 5.
5.
So my final grade for No Way Out 2012 is a solid C grade.
B.
And if there was one match that I would recommend you go back and watch, out of the three, it would be the Christian Cody Rhodes match, the triple threat match with Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Kane, or the steel cage match with Cena and Big Show.
Now I want you to watch the tuxedo match.
No. You want them to watch the tuxedo match. I say no. You want to watch a decent freaking match from this show, either go for the Intercontinental title match, the WWE title match, or the steel cage match. You don't really need to watch anything else from this show. So yeah, that being said, as we know, the next freaking pay-per-view we're going to be reviewing, or a premium live event, will be this Saturday at time of recording, the WWE WrestlePalooza, the first pay-per-view or premium live event to air on the ESPN app.
The new ESPN app, yes.
Yep. So we got some predictions we got to do.
Which I got to download on my Xbox. Thanks for reminding me.
Yep. So we got some predictions we got to go through here. So, starting with this one, Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer for the vacant Women's World Championship. I predict Vaquer to win the match. And to win the vacant Women's World title, which Naomi had to vacate due to pregnancy.
Because Big Jim didn't proceed with caution.
Exactly. And then we got the Usos, which is Jimmy and Jey Uso taking on the Vision, which is Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker in a tag team match.
The Brawns.
You say the Brawns are going to win. I say the Brawns are going to win, too.
I didn't say the Brawns would win. I just said the Brawns. That's what their names are.
The Braun. I say Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are going to win the Vision. What do you say, Usos or the Vision?
Usos.
The only reason I say the Vision is because of what happened the last 2 weeks on Raw. There seems to be some dissension with the Usos here, with Jey Uso possibly turning heel. At least those are the rumors going around. Whether that happens or not is yet to be determined at this point. But I feel that if the Vision wins, then Jey just may snap on his brother, opening up another Uso feud that nobody wants to see. Be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we go on to the WWE title match, which is Cody Rhodes defending against Drew McIntyre. There's no doubt in my mind that Cody Rhodes is going to retain the championship here. Who do you think is going to win, Rhodes or McIntyre? This all stemming from that attack that McIntyre gave Rhodes about a month ago on SmackDown. And there really wasn't that much build towards it, because McIntyre got into a little mini feud with Orton on SmackDown, only for Rhodes to come back about 2 weeks ago on SmackDown and make the title match official. So yeah, I say Cody Rhodes to retain the title over Drew McIntyre. How about you?
I'd say Cody, but it could go either way because both of them are great wrestlers in their own right. Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
It all depends if one of them slips on a banana peel, figuratively.
Yeah. Like,
but
what
I guess I'd have to give it to McIntyre because he's actively been there since Cody Rhodes had his second daughter and was filming.
I mean, I'm
sorry.
I say Cody Rhodes here, but me personally, I wouldn't mind the outcome of the match because either we're gonna have Cody Rhodes retain or Drew McIntyre is gonna have a third reign with the championship. Well, technically a fourth reign with the championship. So either way, I mean, I'll be happy either way. But if I had to make a prediction, like an official prediction, I would say Rhodes to retain, and that's like a really close prediction.
Yeah, like I said, it all depends on if one of them figuratively slips on a banana peel or messes up.
Yep.
Like I said, don't get me wrong, they're both great wrestlers.
Yeah.
But with Cody Rhodes being out with the second daughter and was filming for
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter
movie. Yeah. So yeah.
Like you said, I wanted mine because they're both great superstars in their own right. I have to give it to McIntyre. I'm sorry.
And then the match that I believe will be the main event, even though I think another match should main event this show. You know the one I'm talking about that we haven't predicted yet. And that is John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. My prediction is, I think John Cena may win, considering this is John Cena and Brock Lesnar's last time facing each other, and this is Cena's retirement tour. Either way, I think that's going to be a freaking hoss fight, like they usually
Like I said before with the Cody Rhodes and McIntyre, I like both Lesnar and Cena. The ass kicker and the man you can't see.
And they had many great battles before in the past. I know that.
This is actually a toss-up. I have a 50-50% chance or 33% chance. I had to put Steiner math.
Jesus Christ.
But with all the big matches he's had, I'd have to give it to Cena.
I say Cena as well, but either way.
Not dissing on Brock. Brock is a legitimate ass kicker. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
I could be completely wrong with this.
Yeah.
But like I said with the Cody Rhodes and the McIntyre, either one, it comes down to if they figuratively slip on a banana peel.
Yep. So, honestly, I think John Cena may win.
Because either way. So, on one hand, I hope Brock wins. On the other, I hope Cena wins because it's his farewell tour.
So, yeah, I think with this one, I think John Cena is going to win it, but probably by a small margin. I would say about 51% to 49%. I hope they have a really good battle, but either way, I'm fine with whoever wins. Right, just like with the Rhodes and McIntyre match.
Like I said, it's literally a toss-up because there is really no difference between those two. One's just fucking a brick house,
and the other one is Super Cena.
Yeah,
who's a strong individual in his own right. And of course, obviously, the big one that everyone's been talking about since SummerSlam. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch taking on CM Punk and AJ Lee. This one's a freaking given. Do we really need to go in depth here with our predictions? I think you and I can both friggin' accurately predict that Punk and Lee is going to win this one.
I said Punk and Lee.
Even though secretly you hope it's going to be Rollins and Lynch because you always go the opposite of me.
What the hell? No, fuck no.
You even said on your live stream last week that when it comes to my predictions, you always do the opposite.
I said normally I do the opposite, but you are doing the opposite of what I think you're going to do. But I'm actually making you think of doing the opposite and doing Steiner math. So fuck you.
So yeah, my prediction is CM Punk and AJ Lee to win that one, obviously. So now we're at the end of the review. We did our predictions for WrestlePalooza this Saturday at time of recording. And I know I would usually save this for after the current pay-per-view, which is WrestlePalooza this Wednesday, but oh boy, I feel like I should review this now. So yeah, next week is going to be my pick for the classic pay-per-view review following WrestlePalooza. And I already decided which one it's going to be. And the whole watching a WWE show with Christian as the defending Intercontinental Champion, that streak ends. Because I'm not doing a Christian defending the Intercontinental title on the show match. Hell,
Yeah.
I'm not even doing a WWE pay-per-view, if I'm being totally honest here. And no, I'm not doing a WCW show, so you can relax. We're not watching New Blood Rising. You can relax on that one. I'm dipping my toes back into the TNA pool once again.
Uh-huh.
And let's just say, I don't know if this pay-per-view is good or not, but it may have a 33% chance of being good. Next week, we are reviewing TNA Sacrifice 2008.
What? Fucker!
What?
I knew it!
You,
I knew it! Creation of Steiner!
you were using Steiner math this whole entire show. Review. And I'm just like, and each time I kind of chuckle a little bit because I knew what my next pick was going to be.
I fucking knew it! I fucking kept using it to fucking make you drop it. So I'm like, should I do this?
Oh boy. Oh boy, I know. I'm freaking funny as hell. I don't give a shit.
Motherfucker!
I don't give a shit. That shit's fucking funny as fuck. How did you know that was going to be my next pick, by the way? You kept dropping Steiner math the entire damn fucking thing. That's why. And you're the one who sent me that Steiner math promo on friggin' Messenger earlier.
Because I had a feeling it was going to be that.
So yeah, the main event of that show was Samoa Joe defending the TNA Championship against Kaz and Scott Steiner. Kaz was a replacement for Kurt Angle, hence why the line, Kurt Angle's not even going to try. Right?
Yeah.
And of course, we had LAX taking on AJ Styles and Super Eric Young. Remember that character?
Yes.
Yeah, then we had a 10-women TNA Knockouts Makeover Battle Royal to determine the number one contender for the TNA Knockouts Championship. Then we had Christian Cage and Rhino against Team 3D, amongst others, right?
Yeah.
And then Yeah, and that was part of the Dudes Wild Tag Team Tournament. We had the other matches as well. So yeah, that's going to be a fun show to review next week. Am I right?
Yes.
So yeah, that'll be next week's classic pay-per-view review. And until then, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Deuces.